Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams and I'm here to share a process video with you on how to create this cute mixed media card using new products from ThermoWeb and Gina K Designs. So this is a card and it's not gonna be exactly like this, but we're gonna use the same techniques and it'll end up looking pretty close to this, but not exactly. So first I wanted to show you the products that Gina K has just released with ThermoWeb that I will use on this project today. We're going to use this die set, and this comes with 3 dies, and they cut so super well. And they have got double stitching. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. But instead of just one line of stitching, there's two lines. Anyway, they're great quality. I'll show you in just a second how well they work. And then I'm using the Gina K premium cardstock. And you guys, this is really heavy, great quality, smooth cardstock. So we're going to use white cardstock today, and then the Island Dream cardstock, which has these 4 colors. So it's got a green, let me see the names of them, because there's also a coordinating ink set. So there's Turquoise Sea, Jelly Bean Green, Wild Lilac, and Passionate Pink, and these inks coordinate perfectly with this cardstock set. So I've taken a piece of the Turquoise Sea cardstock and then I just cut it in half and folded it in half to use it as a card base. And then I took the circle die and cut out a whole bunch of circles. And I hope that you can see the stitching on these. Anyway, great quality cardstock, and with that stitching, it really does give it a great detail. So I used just a stamp set that I had on hand that just had some cute sentiments, some brush grip sentiments. And the one that I chose for this card is "You Are Awesome." I went ahead and stamped that using the Turquoise Sea dye ink. And then we're going to use the packaging technique to kind of create kind of a tie-dye effect with these white stitched circles. So I've got my white cardstock here, my cardstock die cuts. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a couple of paper towels down just to protect my work surface. This is, I love mixed media, but I don't like to get messy, and so it's a hard thing for me to do, but I can do this technique. It's pretty easy, and I'm sure you guys have all seen it done. It's the packaging technique. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my inks in place there. Need a couple extra paper towels. And we'll go ahead and we'll start with the green. And I'm just going to press my ink pad into, this is just a clear acrylic stamping block. And then this spray bottle just has water in it. And I'm just going to put just a little bit of water. Then I'm just going to take the packaging. This is actually the packaging that the dies came in, so nothing super fancy. And I'm just going to put it on, pick the ink up with the package and take it and put it on my circles. Nothing, it's definitely not a hard technique, but it's not a technique that you're going to get exact results every time. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this again with, this time we'll use the Turquoise Sea. And one thing you do need to be careful of, I want the colors to mix a little bit, but if you don't allow them to dry in between, the colors can mix and kind of give you a muddy color. So I'm letting them dry just a little bit, but it doesn't take long at all for them to dry. So see, that's a super easy mixed media technique that even I can do. And I love the look of mixed media. It's just not something that I'm super comfortable doing, but I really like how this turned out. So now I'm going to bring in my card base, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to layer my sentiment on another circle. And I went ahead and put some foam adhesive squares on the back here. These are from Thermalweb as well. Okay, so we'll layer that circle right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and build the background with some colored circles here, and then fill in with my mixed media circles here. Okay, so I'm thinking something like this. I'm going to go ahead, actually, I'm going to use Easy Tear tape to adhere the circles, and I'm going to start with this one. All I'm going to do here is use this to pick up the other circles, and then I'll go ahead and put tape on those ones, and then I'll put those in place and pick up the next layer. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more tape down here to make sure that I get that last circle. And that way I get the circles placed just how I had them in the beginning. And then I can just take my scissors and trim off the excess. I'll just do that on all 4 sides. And I'm just being careful that I'm not cutting my card base. Okay, and then the very last thing I'm going to do is just add a few sprinkles of gold mist. I'm just going to use this one leftover circle. I'm not going to worry about covering up my sentiment, because I do want a little bit of gold sprinkled on my sentiment as well. And I just wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to this card. Okay, and so with those last few sprinkles of gold ink, I'm going to call this card finished. So as you can see, it's pretty close to the first card that I made, but it's just a little bit different with that packaging technique. You're going to get a different look each time. So thanks again for stopping by. I will make sure and leave a link to these products in the Thermalweb store, because they are ones that you are going to need to have in your craft room. So thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon.